Dude, dude, did you just show up early for your own live stream? Yes, I'm breaking the mold. And not only that, I'm gonna remember to do savings throws this time. No way! Way. Kurdzen? Kurdzen. Guess what? What? We got a new submission for a Virtually Not Alone network logo? We did. Yeah, in the Discord in the VNA logos room. Sweet! Won't move your lobster monkey. No. Okay, but stretch this out. There you go. Look at that. It's an animated GIF that doesn't animate when I put it in Brave. Oh, on sale now. On sale now. The Freddie and Paul Show.
Welcome to. Oh, go ahead, Fred.
How was your Thanksgiving, sir?
We had a good Thanksgiving, Fred.
Yeah, I went to my mom's. We had sweet potato pie, mashed potato and gravy, ham, turkey, and a lot of good stuff.
Good.
Philip was there. Gordon was there. The only person was there was CJ because he had to work on Thanksgiving. Isn't that messed up?
Well, what about we three kings of Orient are? We're getting there in the year.
We three kings of Orient are, gathering gifts we travel afar. Field and fountain, lord and mountain, following yonder star. Oh, star of wonder, star of light, starward royal, beauty right. Westward leading, still proceeding, guide us to thy perfect light.
Excellent.
All right, that was good.
All right. One love.
Amen.
To see how it plays out.
Oh, I think your concerns are very valid, and those differences between something tangible versus, I mean, I can touch the screen right now, but that's very different from touching an icon or touching a fresco, or even touching a book. So no, those are very real and point taken. That's very true. And I mean, even some of the studies on children and screens.
But at the same time, how is some social media platform going to continue to exist if they're not making money?
Well, and I think what's happening now, which just started wiring up in my head as you were talking, is that what we call the basement technologies. I've got this thing that comes through my window and makes a light right to my face.
You're kissed with sunlight.
Yeah.
It's like
Hello, and welcome to Quality Sacrifice. These ladies there made this video they named Love, Sacrifice, and Quality, a talk on knowing with Sevilla King about Robert Pirsig and Esther Meek. I guess that's working the algorithm in the way they do. I was doing as I do when I'm checking something out for serious, and trolling through the comments, leaving the timestamp things. Here's one I started with: resistance builds strength unless you lose your aim. Good evening, Alphabet. Oh wait, thanks for being here. You reminded me that there is no agency. Remember, buddy, we got what's best for you. There is no agency. It's just us. Everybody's LARPing real hard. Some people are LARPing so hard they'll kill you. Be very careful. Welcome to Equality Sacrifice. Breathing together is the conspiracy. I'm your host. In the not fourth wall, GrimGriz, Griswold Grim, General Griswold Gaius Grim of the first LARP Ingression Protocol. Sworn member of the fraternal regiment embodying narcissistic sociopathy because the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants was taken. And a member of the Sacred Order of Foolish Transparency. Hello, I see the assassins have failed. But remember, everybody, there is no agency. Okay, so now on with the savings throws, you jackhole. All right, ladies and gentlemen, since like I'm still not over 1,000, I'm gonna explain it every single time. Once I'm over 1,000, you're supposed to know this. You get the choice. I lost my frame. Oh, I lost my frame because I shot that JFK echo. What did you guys think of that? Have you seen it? Do you get it? Do you grok the JFK echo? I hope you do. I'm just gonna hope you do. How's that? I won't show them. I will just hope they fucking grok it. Turn on the burner. Put the burner above the thing. There you go. Oh, this guy. Hey everybody, it's GrimGriz. Why was I doing this? To roll the savings throws. Okay, here we go. Welcome, Eric Sights. I feel welcome. Chris Petcowliff Mafiel. Nathan Lowell's quality. And wisdom don't fail me now. That's correct. One of the savings throws is based on wisdom. You have one of 4 choices. Pick one, because it's about whether or not the mind control gets you. Survival, social, wisdom, or heart. Now, you want at least an 11, because like, I don't know why, cuz you just do. The number of transformations. Okay, survivalist. You get an 8. Socialist, a 9. That reminds me of that video I saw. Sophist, a 9. Heart. If you're here for heart, you're safe. So I guess that's what we got on this quality sacrifice edition of the GrimGriz episodes. Okay, now, the demonology conversation is at 3144, but we're not there yet. We're starting at resistance builds strength. Unless you lose your aim.
The idea that comes in here is this idea of opponent processing, that we're strengthened by that which works against us.
So apparently this part where like what she wanted to appear on the screen is not appearing on the screen is going to strengthen the bejeebus out of her. Meanwhile, it'll work out this way for you people that like what I look like and stuff.
Does. Mm-hmm. And so in a sense, we could very well be built with our own internal opponent.
Hold on. You're over there in the corner. It's okay, but you're too far in the corner, you know? Man, I was whistling Dixie, but it wasn't Dixie. And I was hoping it was somebody's earworm who was going to be on the show tonight, but I lost it, so... Okay, they are up there in the corner. Do you see? Let me see. I can stretch them out. Oh. Are you neurodivergent? I am. Let's diverge. Neurodivergent monkeys.
I got a little carried away explaining the inner workings of the institution to Jim.
I don't really come from outer space.
Oh, L.J. Washington, he doesn't really come from outer space.
Don't mock me, my friend.
Get out of my chair!
It's a condition of mental divergence. I find myself on the planet Ogo, part of an intellectual elite, preparing to subjugate the barbarian hordes on Pluto. But even though this is a totally convincing reality for me in every way, nevertheless, Ogo is actually a construct of my psyche. I am mentally divergent in that I am escaping certain unnamed realities that plague my life here. When I stop going there, I will be well. Are you also divergent, friend?
Processing. And that strengthens us. But the only way it can strengthen us so that we cohere is that if we keep our eyes upward.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. So when you're talking, all these things start coming together for me. So the normative guides or frameworks, these are the things that we're built with this capacity, and then things start glomming onto us, and we start adopting ideas, adopting things into our framework that build out who we are as people, so that each of us is a complete,
that spin the napkin ring of our consciousness as constraints built out of emotional valence.
the unique individual with the ultimate goal of cohering. Okay. So she goes on to say, and I'm right down here now in this section, I can't focus without the subsidiary knowledge, but I can't focus on the subsidiary without losing the whole.
But
So
at the
it's like
same
if you're trying
time,
to play the piano, if you start focusing on all the lessons you learned about how your hands are supposed to be on the keys and with what intensity you strike the keys, and all, you just lose the whole thing. You forget where you are, so. And another thing that she says, I think is really clever here, is a hammer examined and a hammer swung might as well be two different things.
Yeah. And Peugeot himself said, and he's a, bigger YouTuber than I am. He's, we're these beings of light, and this is monkeying with a lot of things that we don't really understand. I mean, could it be that someday we're going to treat all of these screens with a great deal more care? And, it's not uncommon in certain, especially before COVID, to go into a store or a restaurant, and here's an entire family, toddlers included, sitting down, scrolling through things on iPads and phones. And what's happening to us? So yeah.
Modern epistemology, where knowledge is information, is mistaken because it renders subsidiaries permanently focal. It makes you focus always on the things that are subsidiary rather than the main point. Now, I'm a little bit tremulous here about this idea because
Hi everybody, I may have been temporarily blocked for playing the neurodivergent clip. It was very commodious of me.
Commodious.
And apparently that's bad. I'm here to search up a word, Miriam. Tremulous. Characterized or affected with trembling or tremors.
Tremulous.
Affected with timidity. Timorous. You should have said timorous, dear.
Timorous.
You know how Jordan Peterson says that attention our rationality can only work on what attention gives us to work on, which is very similar to McGilchrist's idea that the left hemisphere can only work on what the right hemisphere offers. And well, so maybe in that sense, it does make sense, because I tend to think of this subsidiary aspect as being the right hemisphere and the focal, but maybe it's the opposite. That would be really interesting. Maybe the focal is.
When's the next time you said something, Grim? Oh, over at I said from focus to subsidiary is optimized embodiment. No, from focus to subsidiary automized embodiment. Like you like write the code, and then the code becomes embodied, and then it's automated and feeds back to you as the subsidiary in the nice shadow way you guys are talking about. 1630, the word imbue comes to my mind when they say these things.
Goal is, artistic
No, wait.
excellence, let's just say.
You got it over here. Ah! Here.
But at the same time, how
This is
is,
not it.
how is some social media platform going to continue to exist if they're not making money?
Well, and I think what's
Exactly that. It was
Speaking of which, speaking of social media platforms not being able to continue to exist without your money, I have a Patreon.
you're doing a project and the goal is, artistic excellence. Let's just say you're either playing something, you're trying to play this piano piece, you're trying to
A project of excellence? You mean like the Aliens project?
play it well technically, and you're also trying to play it with emotion.
Mhm.
So, I mean, at least at the very basic, I don't really think much in this terminology anymore, the classic romantic, because I'm so much into Lila these days. But
Oh, see, I knew a lady who went through Raw with me, and then she went motorcycle maintenance, and she knows motorcycle maintenance, and Lila comes after motorcycle maintenance, so it's like the fractal iteration of the.
but that classic and romantic working together, I
Did you kill your Discord, Huggle? I sent you a message you never responded to.
think is the important factor.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't know if that would be integration per se, but in this particular case, let's just talk about playing the piano. The left brain is getting it right technically, and the right brain is doing the aesthetic, is doing the romantic quality.
I really wish I could run like Morning Talk, who's some guy on Twitter who somehow landed like McGilchrist and Castrop and all those people I'd love to talk to. And he doesn't say why he's mourning. But, like, if I had watched it better and reaped out of the clip like a gentleman would have, I would be playing it right here. McGilchrist, while they're talking about him. He's like making the rounds for his new book called The Matter of Things or something. So there's lots of hot McGilchrist clips for the reaping if you have the time and inclination, attention, and scythe and loom. And Chad did post a great, hey, top feed. Chad did post a great guide to doing it on your phone, and it looks funner and easier than doing it my way. So.
Is in playing it in a certain way, and that's in the moment. You're making those value judgments in the moment. Now,
Without the integration, there's nothing, right?
Without the integration, there's nothing. You're either gonna mess up, like you said, because you don't have this higher purpose of beauty, or I mean, both situations would make you do it inadequately.
So this is one of the things where I really admire what McGilchrist has done. I mean, he's got a phenomenal mind, and what he has accomplished and how he can tie all these threads together is just amazing. But his idea of the master and his emissary, I think is, I mean, in my mind, it's just a little bit off, because it's indicating that the one is superior.
Oh, I remember at this point I was thinking like, it's like the way a toddler is the master to a mother. Or like that one episode of Star Trek where they meet the angry god. You guys know. You guys can like put the episode in the comments and make it seem like it's a good, fun video.
To the other. And I see it, and this is strange, because in some of the recent talks I've heard him give, when he's talking about it, a lot of the examples that he give are much more like a marriage than they are like a master and his emissary.
Yeah, I think that's right.
And that's the way it seems.
Yeah.
Like, if I had emotionally matured properly, I might have caught the marriage instead of the toddler, master and emissary reference. But all right, let's get to the meaty portion for my hot take audience: the quality event itself, in which I have to fix its properly
process.
No, it's not. Okay, we're good.
And in the moment of integrating subsidiary clues with a focal pattern, we have contact with reality.
Yeah, that's the quality event.
Okay.
Okay, and like for me, this is a spider web. All the subsidiary clues form this incohate. Incohate. Miriam! Incohate. Incohate.
Inchoate.
Inchoate. Inchoate. Being only partly in existence or operation. Incipient. Beginning to come into being or become apparent.
Incipient.
Guide us as we travel afar. Fill them fountain, lower them mountain, following yonder star. Oh, star of wonder, star of light, star with royal beauty right. Westward leading, still proceeding, guide us to thy perfect light.
All right. One love.
Amen.
Amen.
So I thought that she was on exactly the same track that you were. Yeah.
Because that is the most real thing. It's that, it's a timeless moment, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
It's tapping into the highest good, because there's not any, there's that moment of where everything just comes together about making money. And so so those decisions are going to be of a different, what is perceived as quality in that framework is going to be different from something else.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems to me that what has to happen if technology isn't going to be so low quality, because if the whole point of technology is to capture people's attention in order to make money and not really do anything to make society better, then that's a problem. But at the same time, how is some social media platform going to continue to exist if they're not making money?
Well, and I think what's happening now, which just
So, hi everybody. Where are you guys at? There you are. Let me catch up with you. Squeeze you in here somewhere. I wanted to note, some creeper in their comments was like, "Oh, you guys look like you got..." No, not some creeper. Some lady by the looks of it, but was talking about their appearance, and that made me notice the chakra colors that Pam's got going on over here. Hold on.
started.
See, there's the green and the blue, the heart and the wisdom, all mixed up, right? Or Sevilla King over there is coming from a very grounded, earthy perspective. Anyway, this is the important, relevant part, the demonology conversation. So I'm gonna go back over it one more time for fun and profit. Speaking of which, see, like for me to mobilize U12 monkey armies, I really need a crypto token that I can award. Like, oh, good boy, have a token. And then, like, have all the donations and whatever that come in to support me fund the value of those things. I'm like, so like I give it to you now, it's nothing. But as the show, like, then like the thing you got back now is like, woohoo.
And so so those decisions are going to be of a different, what is perceived as quality in that framework is going to be.
We are trading frameworks, so I figure we might as well do another saving throw. Plus, Top Feed is here, and everybody deserves a saving throw whenever Top Feed Coco shows up. So, remember, heart, social, wisdom, or survival. Pick one. Here it comes. Your savings throw versus this mind control. Woo, boy, the survivalists are doing well today. 19 socialists. Everybody here just to be virtually not alone. That's a socialist. They're here for social reasons, right? Right? Not 20. You're doing well tonight. That means these two are in it for social too. You should go follow them. This is a code, something. What? I don't know. Her name is Encoded, and then the Quality Existence channel is Sevilla King. I spelled it wrong once with an A. You hard guys was 11 or 13 or something. I don't know. A quality sacrifice. Remember, Embody, we got what's best for you. Oh, wrong one again. Hey, I'm hiding now. Fuck you. You guys are hiding too. Hey, Lance.
Different from something else.
Mhm.
So it seems to me that what has to happen if technology isn't going to be so low quality, you know, because if the whole point of technology is to capture people's attention in order to make money and not really do anything to make society better, then that's.
I know that the agents that aren't agents in the audience caught this, so I'm gonna highlight it too. Watch this whole thing going on here. Not that far back though, probably. There.
Some social media platform going to continue to exist if they're not making money?
Well, and I think what's happening now, which just started wiring up in my head as you were talking, is that what we call the basement technologies. I've got this thing that comes through my window and makes a light right to my face.
You're kissed with sunlight.
Yeah.
It's
What
like
we call these basement technologies, that which makes it possible for the apps and the attention grabbing things to operate. You have to have the chips, and you have to have the routers, and you have to have the hubs, and all these things that are underneath that are supporting these,
the skeleton,
that are supporting FANG, you know, Facebook, Apple, Netflix, Google. They're supported by this whole understructure. Yeah. So all these people on the understructure, they really care about producing a quality product. My husband is one of those guys down here in the understructure. And he gets super excited about being able to produce something that's never been made before, never been seen before, that can do these amazing things, that can produce these opportunities.
Quantum entangled ambient backscatter.
But then the people at the top have much less infrastructure cost, much less total cost, basically because they're just working with ideas and they're implementing ideas.
Exactly.
And these ideas are what are grabbing people's attention and in some ways leading us off into this weird space.
Yeah.
But they're doing it on this
coordinated denial of service would revivify the understanding of the import of the backbone.
Foundation of all this beautiful technology that's been produced, and what's on top could be amazing because all this infrastructure that's down here that's ready to support beauty and creativity and everything else. But instead we get this, what's going to get clicks and what's going to, you know, motivate people in that direction.
All right. There's something everybody needs to understand, and it might take me a minute to find. And since Chris Petkow got my back with my quiet mic, I'm going to do you guys the solid of running his newest hit, the remix of Freddie and Paul, Three Kings.
As we're leading, still proceeding, guide us to thy perfect light.
Excellent.
Quite a few years, and that was very useful in many ways, but it still had a hole in it because, and again, even in Buddhism, the hole is God-shaped. The hole is God-shaped. The hole is God-shaped. And so I sort of wandered into all sorts of areas. I ended up becoming a part of a Wiccan coven of neo-pagan witches, which was quite an experience. I was looking for a nature religion, really. the hole is God-shaped. And then I just
Yeah, that's very real. And there's an element of participation and context in a building with a dome and with icons and a fresco that there isn't with, you walk into the sanctuary here and there's a big TV up front. The TV up front is just
Not playing episodes of GrimGriz, Pastor Paul. What the
is that
fuck?
we don't really understand. I mean, could it be that someday we're gonna treat all of these screens with a great deal more care? And it's not uncommon in certain iPads and so yeah, of participation and context in a building with a dome and with
Similarly, there's a sense of participation and context when you're attending a virtually not alone network stream, often hosted by GrimGriz, but anyone who makes you feel not alone is part of the network as far as I'm concerned, and until we get the dirt on them, and then we'll figure that out.
icons and a fresco that there isn't with, you walk into the sanctuary here and there's a big TV up front. The TV up front was just economic for us to, here are the words, and the church plant that
Grease is the word, is the word, is the word. It's got groove, it's got feeling.
The other thing I wanted to say before I forget it is when we were talking about loving something knowing something in order to have a relationship with it in order to make it better, it occurred to me, why don't I do that with myself? Wouldn't that be lovely?
Tell me what you mean.
If I thought of myself as being as important as the rose bush, as meaningful as the rose bush, then I would take care of myself the same way.
Here's a savings throw against taking care of yourself as well as you take care of a rose bush. Survivalist 12. Here for the social reasons? Psh, you're a rose bush now. Nat 1. Wisdom folks. Psh, you're also a rose bush. You're a bonsai tree, maybe. Maybe. Here for the heart? You're already cultivated. Fine with the 19. Hey.
Right?
Yeah, I think that's a good point. Most of us don't. I mean, I think this whole COVID thing kind of exposed that.
Kobe. The Kobe sacrifice that unleashed the mutagen out of where they had the military games the year before. Or the day before. The month before? Event 20. Event.
Do you take care of yourself during COVID? Are you taking your vitamin C and your
I'm
vitamin D
taking
and your zinc?
DNC, yep.
Okay.
Let's get back to the demons,
About
ladies.
making
I
money.
went too far ahead.
So
I'm
you're
sorry.
so those decisions.
There was this part I was watching, and then look, I watched like the one on the right start mirroring the one on, like they both did this hair thing, and I was gonna like come in and like do the hair thing too, and then I couldn't find the spot. So you know what that's like, eh, ladies? Grim, remember everybody, we got what's best for you. I has a Patreon. You can join the shadow cabal of production executives now. Now I have to update this. There's been another, which one is it? It's this one. Click on it. Oh yeah. 4. We're up to 4 anonymous supporters. And the beautiful thing about anonymous supporters is it doesn't have to be true. I mean, it is because it's me. But I could fake that, and that makes you still feel like you're missing out now, huh? Lance, look at that pillar. He's on the pillar. You like it better over here? You're really the foundational pillar, Lance. First one and all that, right? Well, I'm not. Gideon, Gavin, Todd, Hirevy, KW, Maximus, Isk have made all these episodes this month possible. Thanks for their patrons, their pledges not bouncing, being true to what they've pledged, which is what this Black Mirror needs to work on. Thanks to Sevilla King and I believe Pamela Wong from the Meaning Code. Remember, Embody. But that's her logo over there, the Meaning Code logo for this quality sacrifice. And everybody go over that. I really did, you know. I've gone through a lot of it already, and I'm gonna go through the rest of it. This demonology part is important. The reason it was important because I wanted to comment on it though. Ah, yes. No, you can't get out of here. No. Remind me when I come back. Green, okay? Remind me green. I need to pace or something. Shit.
I had a series of experiences which I wrote about in that essay, which basically dragged me towards Christianity, even though I didn't expect that or want that. And the more I started to read about that, and the more I started to particularly explore Orthodox Christianity, which is where I ended up, Eastern Orthodox Christianity, the more I realized that there was a very old tradition.
I miss my special effects so much, Top Feed. So much.
With a deep mystical heart to it, which I'd never come across, which isn't really something you're going to find in the Church of England, and it's real, and it's still alive, and it's real, and it's still alive, and it connects the kind of transcendence of God with the immanence of God, and the earth with creation, and the creation with creator, and all sorts of things that I hadn't known I was looking for. And yeah, it was a very strange and interesting experience that happened over the last few years, and it's really confirmed something for me. I suppose you can have ideas, but you have to have them confirmed intuitively, you know, spiritually. And it was very obvious to me that that spiritual void you talked about is the essence of what's going on. It's the essence of what's going wrong, I think, for us, certainly as a culture in the West. I don't think you can live without God.
Do you see the
I don't think you can live without God. I don't think you can live without God.
There's this video. This guy, CGP Gray. You know, so it says Gray. I like it. I'm not even subbed. I'm sorry. I have amended. This is one of the best videos of all time. This is like, show your 14-year-old this cartoon. You know what I mean? It's as much as I can't move it. That's how great it is. Holy smokes! All right, come here. Let's see if we happen to be in the right part too, because that would be nice. Nice. It doesn't turn into the movie thing until you hold down the clicker. Do you want to rule? Do you see problems in your country? Oh, it's at the very start. It can't be that spot.
How to fix them. If only you had the power to do so. Well, you've come to the right place. But before we begin this lesson in political power, ask yourself, why don't rulers see as clearly as you, instead acting in such selfish, self-destructive, short-sighted ways? Are they stupid, these most powerful people in the world, or is it something else? The throne looks omnipotent from afar, but it is not as it seems. Take the throne to act, and the throne acts upon you. Accept that, or turn back now before we discuss the rules for rulers. No matter how...
True story. True story. I remembered this as the Laws to Power animation. And look this one up first. Look this one up first. Which is kind of good too. But not the one I was looking for. Because the one I was looking for was Keys to Power. Which searched out and ended up being Rules for Rulers. Go figure.
How bright the rays of any sun king, no man rules alone. A king can't build roads alone, can't enforce laws alone, can't defend the nation or himself alone. The power of a king is not to act, but to get others to act on his behalf, using the treasure in his vaults. A king needs an army and someone to run it, treasure no matter what, but smart key supporters will always watch the balance.
Alright, somewhere in this thing, there's a bit where he explains how, like, the threat is the education of the populace. And the fine ladies from the bit before, We're saying the problem is spam works. Okay, if you can find a way that spam doesn't work, that idiots won't open spam, because what our society is based on, it's like it's okay to feed on them if you tell them and they do it anyway, because then it's their fault. You've blame shifted, and it's okay for you to take money for that. And whatever. So the thing we have to do is bring up the caliber of the character of the populace. Like, to date, we have organized our society around the gross domestic product being the amount of value we can extract from the environment. The gross domestic product of the next century is the caliber of the character, the integrity of their word, yada, yada, yada. Run with it. Oh, no. You too can contribute a logo in the Discord. There's a link in the bottom. Thanks for everybody. Go check out the love, quality, and sacrifice thing. There's lots of good bits, but I can't bring them. I can't bring myself to bring them to you on this quality sacrifice. Thanks for your time and attention, and I hope we're building an empire. I mean, remember empire.